Welcome to episode 169 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton. As you learned last week, I'll be your tour guide. I'm still joined by the man who needs no introduction, Dan Reamer.
You almost said tool guide. What is a tool guide?
I don't think that's what I was going to say. I think my mouth just is not functioning properly this morning.
It's too early for you?
I don't think it was going to be tool guide. I think that was my best attempt at tour.
I got you. It's early.
Yeah.
It's early. We're doing it. We're recording early again because you got some shit to do.
Early cast. Yeah, this is maybe the earliest one we've done.
No, it's not.
It seems like it this morning.
Remember we had to do the earlier one where...
No, this seems like the earliest I've ever been up for the podcast.
Okay, this is it then.
Yeah.
It's also the best podcast we're ever going to do.
According to you, a whole week ago.
Yes, I called it.
Now, and I want to say there's nothing special about this episode. So if you're listening, waiting for that thing that's going to happen to make this the most exciting podcast of all time, I don't know what it is. And I can tell you that you don't have anything planned.
I do not have anything planned. I just know. I have a good feeling about it.
Now, I will say a lot of positive feedback last week. We appreciate that.
Good, yes.
We were apparently funny last week.
Which, hey, I can do fun. We can do funny. I can live.
But what
does
that say about the other 167 episodes?
I guess they were serious.
I guess
not funny. I don't know. I generally think we're pretty funny. I guess that's what matters, right?
But are you too invested?
What, in being funny?
No, into the podcast to realize that you're not funny.
I'm
probably too close.
I don't think there's a separation. I tend to think I'm funny in real life, and I'm probably not. So.
Okay. This could just be a big misunderstanding.
Exactly.
You're like, oh, I thought I was funny this whole time. That's my bad.
Exactly. Whoops. I've been doing it wrong I've been thinking wrong for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
My bad.
That makes sense. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like, you weren't trying. Like, you just didn't realize you weren't funny.
Right. Exactly. No one's ever told me.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there's people that have told me I am funny, so maybe they're part of the
So
problem.
we could blame them, really. Right. Do you just go around proactively telling people they're not whatever it is that they might think they are?
Do I?
Yeah.
No.
Just walk up and you're like, hey, you can't jump as high as you think you can.
No, but I tend to tell people they're an idiot or a moron, and generally it's because they did something they thought was smart and it wasn't. So I guess
do you say it in that tone, like you're a moron, and then walk off?
I guess that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. But then you have like a situation like you're doing, like if you tell a joke and someone's like, hey, you're not funny, I get that. But if someone just walks up and's like, hey, you're not funny, and you're not even talking, that's odd.
If is it someone who knows you or a stranger? Because if it's a stranger, yeah, that's odd. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for that.
I like to give life lessons to strangers. Just walk up and be like, you don't run as fast as you think you do, and then walk off. Well, maybe that's a creepy one for a stranger.
It probably.
I can catch you.
They're like, you think you smell good, but you don't.
Yeah, that's a weird one too.
Right?
But you can walk up and be like, your handwriting, it's not great.
Or what if you walk up and your pants are stupid?
They're going to spend all day figuring out what that means.
Yeah, but that one is kind of based. That one has a little bit of a basis because in general you can probably see their pants.
What does stupid pants mean though?
Exactly. That's part of the fun. That's part of the excitement. Right. That's part of the adventure of giving someone the adventure for a day, because they're going to spend all day wondering, what does that even mean?
Yeah, you get even more random. Walk up and be like, our pants are cousins.
Why are my pants stupid? What's wrong with my pants? And then they'll be asking people, hey, are my pants stupid? And whoever they're asking isn't going to know what that means.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, sure, I guess.
Or your pants
no.
have two right legs. The other one's just flipped over. And then they can be like, "What do you mean, stranger?
Yeah.
Pants stranger."
Yeah. That's weird.
I don't talk to strangers.
I don't either. I
don't like strangers.
I don't really talk to non-strangers much if I don't have to.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I was watching Tiny House Hunters.
Okay.
Or Tiny House Nation.
Yeah.
You're familiar, right?
New season. New season just started last week.
Here's what irritates me about that show, and I love the tiny house. My problem is that every single person getting a tiny house is like, we need room to entertain. We have all our friends that come over. Every single person. If I was on that show, I'd be like, no one ever comes over. I hate everybody.
Right.
Just make it for me. I don't need a space to entertain.
That's how I am, but my wife, she is very much an extrovert, and enjoys the company of others.
I'm just confused by these people, all these people who are like, we want the smallest house possible, we want to entertain the most people possible.
To be fair, this is something you may not realize, it's something I've come to realize, is that most people do enjoy the company of other people. Most of the people that are walking around on the earth do enjoy the company of other people, like having people over and things like that.
Maybe that's why I don't.
You and I are generally considered to be the minority.
See, I've always viewed this the other way.
I know, I understand. I felt that way a long time too, until it became much clearer to me over time, being with someone who was an extrovert and noticing how many more people that did want to hang out. Like, she would call them and say, "Hey, you want to come over?" And all these people would come over, and I'd be like, "What's happening?
Yeah,
this is not how life is."
Right. Why is it like this?
These people are just coming over to be nice. No, they generally wanted to be there for the company.
Am I being punished?
Yeah, exactly. What did I do?
Right. I'm sorry. I didn't even know I did anything. Can they go home now?
I won't do it again, I promise.
Can they go?
Just stop.
But you do okay once they're there.
I do, yes. Yeah.
I don't.
Sometimes I do. Usually I do. But I guess here's the thing: is it's usually like, say I'm at work or something, and my wife is somewhere, and I'll be like, okay, I'm heading home from work. And she'll be like, okay, well, we're here, and we're gonna go out to eat. Do you want to come? I'll be like, yeah. In that case, my thought is, okay, so I'm going to go home, take a shower, get dressed, go to wherever they are. Then we're going to go eat, and then I get to go home. What it turns into is I go home, take a shower, get dressed, go to wherever they are, hang out for 4.5 hours, and then go eat. And now I'm just angry because my plan has been thwarted.
Right, you signed up for dinner somewhere other than home.
Right.
And that was it.
Right. No one said anything about hanging out for 4 hours.
Right.
And generally it's because people are visiting, so it's like a hotel room or like they're staying at someone else's house. So
now, is it rude just to whip a Vita out?
It depends on who it is.
And just play some Big Fast while everybody's catching up?
And some of the people that know me know. But in general, no, that's not. But it didn't occur to me to bring the Vita because
you thought it was dinner.
I thought it was dinner.
Fair enough.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's why you keep a Vita in your pocket at all times.
So, and I don't feel that I should have to plan for someone else's plan not being right. That seems like too much work.
But I think their plan was that all along.
Yeah, but I didn't have all that information.
Right. Well, that's because you wouldn't have went.
That's fair. That's probably
right.
fair. So now it's a lie by omission. Is that what you're saying?
Right. Now there's a little deception going on.
Now I'm just being manipulated. Got it.
Speaking of manipulation,
did
you play any games this week?
I did. So bad.
Dude, I'm nailing these segues lately.
No.
Last 2 weeks I've just been destroying them.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I didn't play much, but I did play some. I played. Can you guess?
The Division.
I did play.
Thomas Clancy.
I did play The Division. I played The Division quite a bit. I still love it. I still like it. I'm looking forward to. There's some new stuff coming out on April 12th, so I'm looking forward to that, and I'm trying to gear up for that. I'm taking this game pretty serious as far as loadouts and things you have to do to survive and get better gear. I'm taking it pretty serious and stuff, and having actual conversations with the people that I'm playing with about, ooh, what's your loadout? Oh, I have the sticky bomb with the extended range and the bleed, and I have my incendiary seeker mines because I'm very high in electron. There's all that strategy that goes into those types of things. I'm all on board with it. I'm loving it. And
I'm interested to see what happens when something else comes out that you want to play.
Honestly, right now, I can't think of anything major that
But let's say like nothing hits till Uncharted hits. I'm interested to see if you go back to The Division once you pull yourself away.
Yeah, it's good, but that's the thing. It's going to take me pulling myself away.
Right.
Like right now, Uncharted won't pull me away.
You're drunk.
I love Uncharted, but I can wait for Uncharted.
You're drunk.
But The Division is something new every day, so I'm continuing with challenges and the daily missions and all that stuff. Plus, they're going to be introducing assignments and the incursions, and so there's going to be even more to do.
So while we're talking about Uncharted,
I
don't know what to do about this PS4 situation.
Because apparently things have gotten a little bit more serious on the PS4.5K thing.
Right. The Wall Street Journal, this is not a story, but we're gonna talk about it. Wall Street Journal says they know this to be a thing.
Mm-hmm. They've seen one. They said
right.
They've seen one.
So now this is 3 sources that I trust who have all said it's a thing.
I believe the word you're looking for is reputable.
Let's not get carried away. But I trust them for the most part. I don't trust anybody all the way.
Mm-hmm.
But for the depending on the Wall Street Journal, I feel like if they're going to bother to talk about games, it's probably true. They've had some missteps, but for the most part, true. And then there's the other problem is, so I pre-ordered the special edition of Uncharted, the limited edition.
Right.
I still want that, but I'm not going to buy the system and the special edition. But now that I don't know what's going on with the system, if they're going to announce a new system, it's going to be out in October, and I buy this one now, I'm going to be livid.
Right. Because now you're going to need the new one once it comes out, especially as invested as you are in VR.
And also, I could have got the special edition of Uncharted because I really want that too. Because I have all the limited. I want this one to also be the limited edition.
Right. That's what I did with the Mass Effects.
So I'm really torn because I love this PS3. I love the way it looks. It'll match my Xbox One. I have my mind made up, and I don't like to waver once my mind's made up.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
But I believe this is a thing. So I don't know what to do.
Which way you leaning right now, or not really able to make a decision?
I'm leaning towards not getting the PS4 right now.
So you're thinking about canceling it?
Canceling the system. Well, keep it all the way till it comes in.
Okay. And then maybe
I'm an
cancel.
asshole. Right. Well, I'm not really an asshole. My thought is that someone now can buy one that didn't pre-order it.
Right.
So I'll keep my pre-order till it shows up, but my thought right now is that I'm going to pick up the limited edition, and I'm just going to cross my fingers that it is coming out this year. Because the thing is, if you told me it was a year and a half away, I'd probably go ahead and get this one.
Mm-hmm. But it's
because I want this for my living room. I don't have one in my living room. I want to be able to play out there also.
Right. But it's literally 6 months.
Right. That's the problem, is that everybody is hovering around this VR date saying you're probably going to see it October.
Right.
Along with VR. And I'm like, that's too damn close.
Well, tell you what, better you than me. It's a conundrum I don't need.
Because there are some steps they could take to do this the right way. Like if they came out with like maybe like the way the Elite controller is for Xbox One, if they came out with a DualShock that was like an Elite, a super fancy, and they came out with this new system that's more powerful and maybe it looks a little different, and if they made like an Elite bundle,
mm-hmm.
I could see me being like finding the value there, because my controllers are both the analog sticks, the rubbers coming off of both of them.
Right, it's a complaint you've had for a long time.
Right, so I bought these stupid ass
covers.
Like covers
that you hate.
They make me want to run out in traffic.
Okay, I get that. I don't like using covers and shit either.
Like I'm real close to just going and spending $120 to go get 2 controllers that actually feel right. Because every time I play with these, I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, I ended up getting that Uncharted controller. That's a sweet color.
Yeah, see, I love that blue, and it's so close to the Xbox One Forza. So I'm like, man, they would look so good next to each other.
Right, the match.
Yeah, they'll match. They never match. But I just don't know that. It seems like crap if I get one and 6 months later, like, oh, here's the new thing we know you want.
That you'll buy.
Unfortunately. So yeah, not to pull you off too much from the Division, but I just wanted to throw that out there while we're talking about Uncharted. Is I really don't know what to do.
Yeah, right now the next thing I'm hugely anticipating is Mass Effect Andromeda.
That's really far away.
I know.
It's like next year.
So I got plenty of time to play the Division. I'm sure. I mean, I step off and I play, Rocket League and mess around on the Vita a little bit, things like that. Look through, see if there's anything new. But the Division has so much for me to do of the things I like to do that there's no reason to go away from it. So
we do need to play Plants vs. Zombies.
We do need to play Plants. You're right. We do need to do that.
Just pop it in. We'll play it one time. You can go back to the Division.
We'll do that. We'll do that this week. One night, I think.
Because that seems like a fun game also.
It is a fun game.
So if we play that instead of Rocket League, which is something... I love Rocket League, but I probably need to play something else.
Mm-hmm.
Just occasionally, maybe. I still have Assassin's Creed still wrapped up, and I really want to play that. But it's like every time I turn my system on, I'm like, oh, I got an hour. I only want to play Rocket League.
You got the Assassin's Creed?
I've had it since Christmas.
Son of a bitch.
But I played Tomb Raider first because I got them both.
All right. Did you beat Tomb Raider?
No. I think I'm a couple hours from the end of that game.
Okay.
But when I have time, I play Rocket League.
It's good though, right?
It's great.
Okay.
It's weird because these aren't like things that I'm like, oh, I got to force myself to finish or force them. Like, I want to play those things. It's just I want to play Rocket League even more.
Right. I get that.
So we're at a time right now where I feel like there's a lot that I want to play, and like balancing that time.
See, I've noticed that I am stepping back a little bit from like the big time AAA titles, and I'm really like searching out like indies or little known games or things like that.
See, I've always been pretty... I didn't talk about it as much, but I've always been like, I destroy the PlayStation Store.
Right, I do too.
I buy everything in there, and I play a lot of it. Like, there's stuff I buy and never play that just looks interesting.
It came out, I think, the same day as the Division. Colot.
Uh-huh.
I want to play that, but I haven't. I'm too invested in the Division right now. Between that and Rocket League, I would never have time to play it. So I'm now I'm kind of waiting for it to go on sale because I will get it, and I do want it. But and then what was the other one I looked up? What was it? Akarine's Gun or something? I looked that up. It looks.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It looks incredibly shitty, but I kind of want to play it. So I'm gonna have to wait to pick that up for $9 at GameStop, which should happen next month probably.
There's one I was looking at on Xbox One. What was the name? It had a name that I should be able to remember. It's fairly recent also.
But you obviously don't.
The Flame in the Flood.
Huh.
Is what it's called.
Interesting.
It looks super awesome. It's a survival game. You're basically traveling down the river and you have to like make stops, but everything is the river and everything is procedurally generated.
Oh, that's cool.
So like every time you play,
it's a different river. It's different stops.
It's you and your dog.
Uh-huh.
The stops themselves may be the same, but I think the land itself is the same. The enemies are different, but you don't. The best I can tell, you don't really have. And I just watched the trailer. It doesn't look like you have much of an attack, so you have to run from everything and hope that they run into like something as they're chasing you and knock themselves out.
Oh, here's a bear. Or
yeah.
Oh, you hit your head on a branch. Oh no.
Or there's like a creepy bear chasing you, and you have to like cut between two rocks, and he'll run into him and knock himself out. And then you have to get over there, get what you're doing, and then go get back on your raft. And you can upgrade your raft and do all kinds of different stuff like that. The art style is awesome. It's $20 though.
And yeah,
that game's probably worth $20. But I'm like, if I wait, can I get it for 15? But I know what'll happen when it's finally 15. I'll have too many other things,
and you won't get it.
Right. Because I'm gonna get the Ori definitive when it comes out.
Okay.
So, I've played Ori, but not on my console, and I want to have it. I want the definitive.
It sounds like you've got lots of decisions to make there, my friend.
No, I'm just gonna
buy everything.
Yeah, but the problem is though, because I'm trying to set myself a limit on budget for games, is that I do have to make some decisions.
Yep, I know.
But I don't have that much going on in the AAA space right now. Like Uncharted is the next thing I have coming out, and after that,
No Man's Sky in June?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Something could happen between now and then, but right now that's my next thought is No Man's Sky.
Right.
So did you play anything besides the Division and Rocket League?
Nope, that's it.
And I just played the Rocket League, so it's fantastic. You should be playing it. We won't spend any time on it.
Because we talked about it for, the last almost year, every week, so...
It deserves it.
It does deserve it, but it doesn't change that much, so you eventually run out of things to say about it, other than it's awesome.
It's that time of the month again. Free games.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't let it linger too long because I saw where you were going with it. PlayStation Plus free games for April 2016. This lineup, not going to blow your socks off, but just hold on.
But it's not horrible.
No.
But it's not amazing. It's not one of the better ones they've had. It's definitely not the worst.
But Microsoft's got a dandy of a lineup. So let me hit the PlayStation Plus stuff first. For Vita, you're going to get a virus named Tom. I have no idea what that even is.
Me either, but I'm going to check it out because it's free.
And Shimmy.
Mm-hmm.
No idea what that is.
Me either, but I'm going to check it out because it's free.
On PS3, you're going to get Savage Moon and I Am Alive.
I Am Alive is pretty cool.
On PS4, you're going to get Dead Star, which I think is a new release.
I think so.
I think Dead Star is actually coming out. And let me tell you something else that's cool about Dead Star. Dead Star did pre-orders.
Yes.
People pre-ordered Dead Star. Then learned that it was going to be free. They refunded everyone's money and let them keep the theme they got for pre-ordering it and thanked everyone for supporting the game early.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a good move.
Yep. So that's PS4. And then you're also getting Zombie. Some people know this as Zombie U.
Yes, it's Zombie with an I.
Right. So Zombie U that came out for the Wii U that was okay, no one played. They finally made it for Xbox One, PC, and PS4, and they just call it Zombie, Z-O-M-B-I. It's okay.
Yeah, I'll check. I mean, it's free. I'll check it out.
For free, you should play it.
I'm gonna play it.
But that's out there. So that's your April lineup. Like I said, not terrible. Zombie's not been out for too long, and I'm pretty sure Dead Star's brand new. The Vita stuff, I'm undecided. I'll let you know once I put some time in those. But it's not a Hall of Fame lineup.
No.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
I've seen worse.
Oh, I've definitely seen worse. This week, however, now we have Xbox Live games with gold for April.
Fantastic lineup.
And they have a wonderful lineup for you Xbox owners for the month of April. On Xbox One, Xbox Live Gold members can download The Wolf Among Us, normally $24.99, for free during the month of April. Wolf Among Us, Telltale, wonderful game. I played through it. Only I paid for it. So, we got Sunset Overdrive. It's going to be available as a free download from April 16th to May 15th.
See, that's right. They could stop right there.
Yeah,
they're giving you The Wolf Among Us, and all of Season 1, and Sunset Overdrive.
Yep. Two great games.
And yeah, we can throw the price out. The point is these are two great games. And one of these is a AAA game.
Yeah.
I know it's older. I know it's been out a while, but that's a game that if you have an Xbox you should play.
But without a doubt.
So
it really shows off what the Xbox could do when it first came out.
So this is already a good lineup. Yeah. But then they add a little to it with the 360.
They do. On the 360, starting on Friday, the 1st of April, so it's going to be out by the time you listen to this, Dead Space is going to be free for Xbox Live Gold members through April 15th.
I know it's old, but if you haven't played it, you should.
It is old, but it is good.
And now keep in mind, both of these are backwards compatible, meaning you can play these on the Xbox One.
Yep. And on April 16th, Xbox Live members can download Saints Row 4 for free through April 30th.
That's a rockstar lineup.
Saints Row 4.
Heavy guns.
Heavy guns. No, that's a real good lineup. There's even though some of the games are older, I know generally that's your complaint is how old the games are, but they're genuinely good games.
So I do have that complaint when they pull something old that I'm like, but Dead Space, the first Dead Space, you should play it if you haven't. And Saints Row, not that old.
Saints Row 4? No, what? Probably a year?
Yeah, it still has the MSRP of $35, so. Or ERP, they say, estimated retail price.
I'd like that they change that to ERP.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Because, it might be $35 to download through you, but you might be able to get it for $14.99 somewhere.
But this is the kind of lineup that I expect from Microsoft right now when they're trying to say, hey, Microsoft is still doing almost everything right. Like, they continue to just say, like, come over here and play.
But you know what's nice about it is it's not, they're not, what am I trying to say? They're not, trying to take huge chunks out of it. They're just baby stepping.
I'm telling you, the sale, so they dropped it $50, made it $300.
Mm-hmm.
Then GameStop, if you had a PS3 or an Xbox 360,
gave you $100?
Gave you $100. And then they let you pick from 6 free games.
Yep.
So you're talking an Xbox One for $200, and if Forza's the game you wanted, or whatever, I think they had.
I don't remember what the games were.
I think they're all first party stuff. So I think they had like Halo on there.
Gears of War was on there. I'm pretty sure Ultimate. I think Ori was probably one of them.
So they let you pick these games where you're like, these are the games I want. So you could get Forza, which is in most places is still $50 to $60.
Mm-hmm.
The system, and only pay $200.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
And really, if you take the price of Forza out, say you take $50 out, you're paying $150 for an Xbox One.
Yep.
Like, that's insane.
But yeah, they're not. They're not making huge, like, game-changing steps. They're just baby stepping. They're
just doing a lot of things that, in my opinion, seem like they are for the consumer.
Yeah, it's almost like they're playing the long game. Over time, as we continue to do these small things, people are going to come to us. If we build it, they will come.
Yeah, I think you saw that with the PS3 was an extremely slow burn last generation, but they finally caught up at the end.
Right.
Like, Microsoft knows that they took a huge misstep in the beginning, but they're not done.
Right.
They're not finished.
Exactly.
And I think you're seeing that strategy. I think they're on the right track.
I do
like
too.
Phil Spencer.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
I think he understands.
Hey, he's got a good head on his shoulders. He seems to get the consumers and the fans. He seems to understand the things they want, what they desire, and he seems to be okay with saying, you know what? Yeah, this is what we're going to do for you.
Yeah, because
this is what you want.
Yeah, I think Microsoft's in a good place, and I think Sony's in a good place too. Like, I don't want to take anything away from Sony.
Oh, right.
This PS4 .5K has me a little concerned, but I believe that they are smart enough to do this the right way.
Well, I guess we'll see.
So I'm putting faith in them. I hope they don't separate their consumer base, but I have faith in them.
I think we need to. I think it's going to be very interesting to see when Sony finally does when we get a concrete announcement on it.
It's got to be E3, right?
I would think so. But what's going to happen in that timeline in between when that releases? I wonder what you're going to see with their sales. That's
the thing. I got to assume that this really was a leak that they did not want to get out because they have. You're seeing it with me just a second ago.
Yep.
Like they've killed their console sales right now because no one knows what to do.
Right.
I almost think that this may be a better. Like if they could just make this statement now and say, yes, this is a thing. We are planning for it to come out in October. More details at E3. Like just go ahead and get in front of it because it's already out there and everyone's already scared to buy one.
Right.
So, but they have. Not them, just by the fact that developers have it. And it came out. This has killed, in my opinion, has killed their hardware sales right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I think. But I'm wondering if we're going to see it get better or worse once we do have the concrete announcement and it's no longer just a rumor.
I think sales will stay stagnant, but I think you'll see people who are pre-ordering the new one, and you'll see some people be upset. I get it If I didn't know it and I wasn't following the news and I bought one this month, I could see me being upset if in 6 months I have the old one.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. Yeah. On to another console maker.
Boom.
Nintendo making that Miitomo.
Miitomo. It's a huge hit, apparently.
It seems to be doing well. It finally released here in the States. It's been out in Japan for a little while now. But already Nintendo announced they have gone over 3 million downloads of Miitomo. So, what is Miitomo? That's a tough question.
It's
not a game.
It's
sorta.
It's like mini Sims.
It is like, yeah. So it is
mini Sims get to know your friends, pretty much.
It is a social network, I would say. Social media.
It's a social network.
And by all accounts, it's pretty open considering it's a Nintendo. You don't need like a 75-digit friend code.
No.
You can link it with your Facebook, your Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I think even like your Nintendo ID, you can search that way, I think.
Yes.
And then if you are close to someone who has it, there's actually a face-to-face method, which is super strange. You have to both have your location ID on. There are 4 symbols.
And
you
you
both
have to,
hit the same symbol.
Yeah, and you have to stand back to back or some shit.
No, you don't have to be back to back. You have to.
Like a duel?
I think that's how they show it. But yeah.
Oh yeah. I guess I didn't read through it. I just saw that they were standing back to back.
That would be
like,
creepier if you had to find a stranger and go back to them.
What are they doing? They're fucking.
So you push these symbols at the same time, and then it uses the GPS to say these two guys are close to each other, pushing the symbols at the same time.
And then
it says, "Hey, would you really like to be friends with this guy that you just pushed the symbol with at the same time?" And then you both have to confirm. So that's a little weird, but the other things seem to be pretty easy.
Yes,
I think we're all on there.
We are.
You can get on there. You can spend time with us. All you have to do is follow us on our Twitter. The only thing I'll tell you is that Dan is at @game_stitch.
Yes.
So he is using the GameStitch one. I'm at Podcast Ryan. Matt is at Podcast Matt. And Gerald is at Hoffen Show. So you have to follow us independently for us to show up on there. So it's a good excuse to follow us because you can hop in that Miitomo and learn all about us. At least me. I'm still playing it pretty hard. I don't know where you guys are at yet.
Oh, I'm in it.
But I like to learn about the other people. I do get tired of answering the questions. But as I read other people's answers, like, it makes me want to be more creative.
In your answers?
Yeah, because I read some funny shit yesterday. Where I was just giving, like, one-word answers and just trying to get through it. Just, they have their hooks in me. Nintendo's smart.
I can't figure out why you put the stupid cat costume on.
Well, let me tell you why I put the cat costume on. Because I spent 500 coins to do the drop in order to unlock the rare stuff.
Oh.
So that cat hat is not something you can buy. You can buy it without the arms, but to get that one with the arms, you have to win it in that drop game.
Okay, I'm not that far into it. I've explored it a little bit, but I haven't got into, like, the games or any of that. Now,
I'm deep into the meat.
I'm going to have to create a Nintendo ID because I don't have one.
Right.
But it seems like that's going to allow me to do quite a few more things.
I'm deep in the Miitomo lore.
Yes, you are.
But so there's a store. There are clothes that are exclusive to that day. And then there are also things you can always purchase. And then once you click that store, there's also, it's like 5 of them going right now, but they're different random drops that are variations on the clothes that are there. And what happens is you actually drop one of your friends, or yourself. You can only control at the beginning. You pick where you want, and it's kind of like Plinko at that point. There are different platforms and things for them to hit, and wherever they land is what you unlock. And there are platforms all the way down through that you can land on, and then at the bottom there are 3 platforms that you could go in one of. Wherever you stop moving completely. So you can't just bounce over something. You have to stop on that. You unlock that prize.
Right.
Now, this game is rotten with microtransactions. I just want to be clear on that.
Oh, yeah.
They're everywhere. That's fine. That's how they're going to make their money. But there's something Nintendo about this.
It's very Nintendo. It's very, very Nintendo. There's no other way to put it.
When I first started, I was like, I don't know if this is the one I released first, Nintendo. And then an hour later, I'm still in there answering those stupid questions and trying to drop my guy. And yesterday, I was wearing an actual, like, cat hat. It's not just a hat. It's like an actual, like, costume.
Mm-hmm.
And a gray mini skirt with a black cat on it. Because those are the clothes that I won, and they matched.
Yes.
One of the guys that I was playing with, I won't drop names yet. He was wearing a dress.
Okay, that's fine.
But I'm like, I get it, because that's what you got right now.
I went out and bought fucking sweatpants, yellow sweatpants with a green soccer jersey for green, my green arrow.
You're just gonna stay on that forever, though. I could see you just getting married to an outfit and living with it.
Yeah, that's what I do in real life.
Right. Now, everyone who plays during the launch window gets that Mario hat.
Yes, I got the Mario hat.
So I've been back and forth with that Mario hat. And then one of the rewards you can get for doing the missions, the My Nintendo missions, is the Mario suit. So you could be full Mario garb.
Though then you got to edit your character to create the mustache.
That's true. You do have to put the porn stash on.
Otherwise, you're not Mario.
But the thing with me is that I don't know. Everyone's going to be in that, I feel like, because there's not many rewards. And I'm gonna let you in on another secret, folks, listeners, friends,
colleagues.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, because I feel like it's like a symbiotic relationship here.
Yeah.
If they don't listen, we don't talk. If we don't talk, they don't listen. See?
That's deep.
It is deep.
So
that's what I do.
So when you're playing the Miitomo, which you should be doing, and you should be adding us, what happens is there's a place that says rewards, and you click on there and it shows you what you can unlock. Here's the secret. If you go to my.nintendo.com and log in there, those rewards are actually, like, you share that point system with your My Nintendo account. And your My Nintendo account has different objectives on there for you to do. And if you go through that route, you can actually unlock a game. There's Picross, The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess up. That's the only game you can unlock right now. But just don't think you're limited to only the rewards that it shows you, because there are coins that you unlock on My Nintendo, and then there are coins you unlock playing Miitomo. But those coins are both platinum, so you can combine them to make one purchase with them, which is kind of a neat idea. And then there are gold coins, which they give you for purchasing Nintendo content digitally, and with that you could then unlock more games and other stuff. So they have this big, like, cohesive reward system that is, I like it. I mean, it's still early, but I like the way it's working right now.
Like I said, I haven't got to play with it as much as you have.
I've got too much time in it. Already.
I have no doubt about that, but I'm getting into it more and more. So I have played with it a little bit. So we'll go with that.
That's just the people who give good answers are going to make that game interesting. And you can always go and comment back, and then you can end up having a full conversation with someone who you were just an acquaintance with at the time.
Right.
Because this will pull from your Twitter, which is a lot of strange, unknown, some people will say. So it's interesting. I've already learned stuff about people that I just didn't know, because I'm not the kind of guy that's going to take the time to ask.
Right.
So this is kind of like you're having a conversation with yourself that other people can read. So check that out on the App Store, Android. Miitomo, Miitomo. Miitomo.
It's pretty neat.
It's a, like I said, I thought this was a misstep, but now that I played it, I think this was a good jumping off point for Nintendo. Now they need some Nintendo-ass games.
Yeah.
But I think this made sense for the first one to get everyone comfortable with Nintendo on a mobile platform. Yeah. And obviously it's working. 3 million people in a couple weeks.
Just in the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Neato.
Next story.
Neato.
Now, are you familiar with this next story?
Am I familiar with
Yes.
it? I am familiar with it.
We don't typically talk about the PC market.
We don't.
The Steam. But this is interesting.
Yeah, this was somebody trying to prove a point.
Uh-huh.
Somebody trying to prove a point.
Do you want me to read this? I thought you were going to read this.
Oh, you thought I was going to read it.
I mean, I read the last one. I thought we'd rotate.
Okay, we could do that.
You want to break the rotation? I'll read it. I don't care.
No, I'll do it. A game about watching paint dry, which ironically was titled Watch Paint Dry. It made its way onto Steam this week without Valve approving it. The developer behind it says he meant no harm, but rather he wanted to expose this loophole by which this could happen. And he got his wish, and it now has been fixed.
So, I believe he's like a teen.
Yeah, like a teenager.
Yeah, so what he did, it's not really a game either. It's just...
It's literally a video of paint drying.
Like you said, he was proving a point.
Right.
But what he figured out is there was a back door
Into the a backdoor to the approval process.
So yeah, this is a little misleading. He was already a creator, so he had access to submit things for people to review.
Right.
He was able to figure out how to change it to the approval mode, so he could submit and then approve his own game without ever actually talking to a human.
Exactly.
So he just, and he did it just to show Valve. As soon as he did it, he actually contacted them and told them he had done it.
I said, "Hey, yeah, I was able to do this."
Of course, in true Steam fashion, they said not a damn thing about it.
Exactly.
And they just quietly fixed the problem. But this was interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of someone using their power for good, which is not something we get to talk about very often.
It's like Batman, only different.
Yeah, only way more nerdy, which I can get behind.
Well, yeah, you're into the nerd stuff.
Yeah. I just see some dude like pounding down, and this is going to piss everybody off, but I'm also talking about me, but I just see some dude pounding down code reds.
Mm-hmm.
Just backdooring the Steam store. Just backdooring Steam, just making it happen. Cheeto fingers, maybe.
Cheeto fingers.
All the stereotypes that people lay on me that aren't true. I don't even like Code Red that much.
Oh, people say you eat Cheetos?
Like the gamer. You just hang out and drink Code Red and eat Cheetos? I'm like, yeah, that's it. Chronically masturbate. Like, those are all the things that gamers do.
Yeah, if you masturbate, you don't have time to play games. I feel like people have never thought that through.
What if you do them at the same time?
It's not. If you're a console gamer, it's not possible.
What if you're playing on the Wii?
It's really not possible.
Yeah, we got that one controller to waggle.
Well, yeah, but...
So you just waggle two controllers, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But I feel like your dominant hand is always going to feel the need to have the Wii controller in it. And
you have to make some real decisions.
Yeah, who masturbates with their offhand? Most people don't.
Right, but I can just think playing the Wii with your offhand's got to be a car wreck too.
That's what I know, and you're going to take video games over masturbating. So, dominant hand's going to have the Wii controller in it. And besides, what if you're playing something where you need the analog stick? Both hands. See, it leaves nothing.
Wrap it around.
No. I feel like you
use that wrist strap.
I feel like you don't understand how masturbation
use that wrist strap
works.
For what it was intended.
I feel like you don't understand how masturbation works. I'm just saying.
Maybe I've been doing that wrong this whole time.
It sounds like. Yep. Maybe some chafing.
Wow. That's a evil word.
Chafing?
Yeah.
Well, when you jerk off with a wrist strap, yeah, that's what you're gonna get.
You got that good soft Nyko wrist strap.
No, still not right.
That Nintendo's got that plastic latch.
Still not right.
You don't want that.
I've been doing this a long time. Trust me.
Sound like you got too much experience with the Wii also. Next story. Now these next ones are going to come fast and or furious because there's not a lot we want to talk about here, but we wanted to just send that news out there and let it just trickle down all over you, cover you.
Not to be confused with Fast and the Furious starring Vin Diesel.
Right.
By the way.
And the late Paul Walker.
Rest
in peace. Final Fantasy 15. It's got a date.
September 30th.
September 30th. Square Enix announced during its Uncovered event in Los Angeles, which was hosted by Kinda Funny's Greg Miller and Tim Geddes. There's some other stuff that came out of this. They have an anime, or a hanime.
Yep.
That is now live on YouTube's.
Got some big names in there, actually, for voice actors.
Yeah, so you can go watch that now. They also working on a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a thing.
So lots going on for you Final Fantasy fans.
Right, the big announcement is that finally
there's a release
15
date.
has a date, September 30th. And there is I think there's a demo out now. Platinum demo.
I'm not aware. I don't know.
And you can also register to win a limited edition, super badass looking Xbox One.
That I did hear.
And it's super. I mean, you don't have to do anything to enter. You just click on it, and that thing is hardcore.
It looks good. I'm
not a Final Fantasy guy, but I'm that Xbox guy.
Yeah.
It looks good. It looks nice. Next story, put this on here for Matt. Then he's a no-show this morning because he's sleeping.
I'll read it.
Okay.
Because for all you Metal Gear fans out there, if you feel like you need more in your life, Konami has just announced a new art book for The Phantom Pain. On its Amazon page, it's revealed that it's stuffed with art from the stealth action game, some of which has never even been seen before this book.
So, you've not seen the price for this?
I have not seen the price for this. I'm assuming I'm going to say it's $99.99.
Okay, so you would be pleasantly surprised if it was less than $100.
Yes.
So, from that very Amazon page, it is available for pre-order for $35.73.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't see that coming.
Now, this is a pre-order price guarantee. So, this...
Right. Once you pre-order it, they have to honor it.
They have it listed at $39. They're giving you a $4.26 discount, which is 11%. At $35.73. If something goes crazy and this ends up being $50, you can still lock it in right now. And it is called The Art of Metal Gear Solid.
It's not for me. I have the Mass Effect one, but that's because I'm a Mass Effect fan. Most of the time, these art books don't do it for me.
I'm scrolling through here to see if...
They do have a Division one I want, too.
So it's 184 pages. So it's a pretty girthy book.
Yeah, that's a lot of pictures.
Yeah. So Matt is probably pre-ordering that as we speak.
Yep, he's probably holding on to his wrist strap right now.
You could do those two things at once. You can surf the internet. I think we've all proven that.
Yeah, you can. That's easy.
A new chapter over at Sony. Sony Computer Entertainment is no more as of April 1st. It is now Sony Interactive Entertainment, a story that we talked about a while ago. And if you head over to PlayStation Blog, Sean Layden wrote a pretty what I thought was a pretty good letter to the fans saying, like...
Why the change happened.
And it doesn't mean anything right now. But in the future, it's going to allow these things to work better together.
Right.
And it is a change for the future.
Exactly.
And, their logo, very PS1. Very old school Sony. Makes you feel good about everything. It doesn't look really any different than what they've always looked like. I will say, though, that SCE was easier to say than SIE.
Yeah? Yeah, I can see that.
For my mouth.
No, I get what it was
SCE.
for. SCE.
But it also sounds like you're trying to say C and you're having issues.
SCE.
SEE. SEA. SCE.
SCE.
SCEA is what I'm going to miss.
Yeah, you're going to miss it?
Sony Computer Entertainment of America. I like the SCEA. SIE.
Well, now it's just SCE.
SIE. Sony Interactive Entertainment.
SIE, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm all,
So if you want-
now you're getting me all confused.
Yeah, I just too many letters. Sony Nope. Sony Interactive Entertainment is what it is. That's all it is. Sony Interactive Entertainment.
See? It's hard.
So he also announced that he will, in addition to being the man over at Sony, Sean is also going to be Mr. Layden, I should probably call him. We don't hang out.
You can call him Sean, it's fine.
Yeah, Sean
Tell him
is also going to be in charge of first-party studio games with Shuhei.
Yes.
So that they are now dual role there.
They're a team.
And my assumption that means because they are amping up first party because they've had pretty much none.
Right.
So my assumption is it's they're really amping up their first party production. In order to do that, they need
last one they had. They just closed the studio on. So which we talked about last week.
Teardrop.
Tears in the rain.
Until Dawn. See.
Oh yeah,
that's
Until Dawn.
Well, see, it gets a little funny because Until Dawn is technically second party.
Right.
Like they have really invested heavily in second party stuff.
They have.
So.
And this last
Uncharted is the next AAA that's around the corner. But I think they have to amp that up, and I think trying to deal with that and VR, it makes sense to have someone else doing it. So Sean Layden's stepping up. Running that Sony ship over there.
Getting her done.
Yeah.
And Crossy Road's going to get a Disney twist. Disney Crossy Road is a new version of the super popular Frogger-style game, and it's here. As you can tell just by saying the name, it's Crossy Road, but with a Disney aesthetic.
Yeah, I like the name.
Disney Crossy Road? Yeah? It really get your blood pumping?
Yeah, they really reached and said, what can we name this for people who understand it's Crossy Road and Disney?
Yeah. They might have should have called it Crossy Road Disney.
What about Crossy Road Disney Edition?
Yeah, something like that. Just Disney Crossy Road is weird. A little weird.
I like Crossy Road.
I know you do. Do you like Disney?
I don't fucking play it. I don't play it anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of over and done with, right?
Yeah, it was still Crossy Road.
Just like
I played what was it, the Pack 256 or 2... is that what that thing was called?
I have no idea. I don't play
So that game was good, too, and it was made by them, and it's your Pac-Man, basically, kind of sort of doing a Crossy Road thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how much Crossy Road I need in my life.
So there's kind of a theme thing that they have going on.
Yeah, Hipster Well. Those are the guys that make it. I'm going to check right now. I'm going to see. I want to before someone writes in and tells me I'm an idiot. It's not called that. I think it's Pack 265.
Like I said, I don't know because I don't play that crap.
Let me get over to Hipster Well.
I take that. It's not crap.
Hipster Well only has Crossy Roads because I think this is under Namco.
It's crap to me, but I can understand that other people like it. I shouldn't be calling it crap just because I don't play it or like it. That's my fault.
It actually looks like this is not a separate game.
What?
Disney Crossy Roads.
Oh, it's just like an add-on to Crossy Road?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, Pack 256 is what it's called, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, so if you go over to Crossy Roads, your character's just wearing the Mickey Mouse hat.
Oh.
Excuse me, and I don't see a separate listing for...
Woo! For Disney Crossy Road.
All right, I'm opening the app now.
You do that.
This is real-time...
Real-time investigation.
Yeah. That sounds like a new podcast we could do. Welcome to Real-Time Investigation.
Yeah, what are we going to investigate? I don't have the time, the effort,
anything
or the energy
and everything
to investigate anything.
Here's the thing, doesn't have to be fact.
Oh, we can just make shit up?
I think so.
We probably need clarification on that before it's a go.
I mean, you can say whatever you want.
Okay.
No one fact checks anymore.
That's not true.
There's no time.
There's always someone who fact checks.
I think you mean Reddit.
I do not mean Reddit, no.
Reddit fact checks constantly.
There's usually that one or two people on Reddit who everything you say is a lie because here's how it really is.
I don't know. My guy's wearing Mickey Mouse ears, but I don't see. Maybe it's not under them. Maybe it's under Disney. Let me check that. This is a rabbit hole.
Oh my God! Don't we have a podcast to do?
This is it.
This is not fun. This is not entertaining.
Real life investigation's not fun.
No.
Miitomo has 9,941 reviews. Snapchat for iPhone has 2,000.
Wow.
YouTube has 840. Instagram has 2,500. Facebook has 930. I'm going to let you know where Miitomo is at right now.
It's fucking up there.
And as of yesterday when I checked, it was actually trending, I think, 2 overall on Twitter. Behind some actual news. So, Miitomo's setting the world on fire. I'll stop this Disney investigation because I can't find it. It's making me feel stupid. So we got some listener, viewer, reader, friend mail.
Awesome.
Mail call.
Go ahead.
This letter, and before I start, very Dan-focused, very Dan-centric.
It is Dan-centric, which I'm okay with because I tend to think more things should be Dan-centric.
So here's the question. Would you like to read it and brag on yourself?
No, you read it.
You want me to brag on you?
Yeah, I want you to read it.
Okay, so our mail comes from our friend Dustin Reese, who wrote in 2 weeks ago. He wrote into podcast@gamestitch.com just like you can. If you remember correctly, Matt read his letter.
And said, God damn it, just get to the point. Remember?
And he was a real asshole.
He was a dick.
He was a real asshole.
A real asshole.
So, Dustin Reese is back in long form, the way we like him.
That's how we like it.
Hey again, guys. Just felt like writing in to mention that I've based a few of my recent video game purchase decisions off of experience you've described having with them on the show. I'll keep this as long as possible since it seems to upset Matt. So,
all right, Dustin, you and
we'll
me.
pause right there because that's the first good thing Dustin's
We
done.
are. You and me are friends. I've decided.
Right, he's attacked Matt in a very passive way.
The passive, low-key way, which is
That's how we do it.
It's perfect.
Yeah. So I like that. All right, he continues. Dan spoke pretty highly of a little game called Life is Strange a while ago, and his praise for the game was one of the main reasons I decided to pick it up. I, of course, love the game, as things go, I recommended it to a friend who has now played it and enjoyed this to the same degree. He's even introduced it to some of his family members who aren't traditionally gamers, so that's pretty cool. I also tried out 3/4 Home, but unfortunately I did not enjoy that nearly as much as Dan did. So go ahead and dissect that paragraph.
This just goes... I really like this paragraph, and I really like that he lays out what word of mouth can do for a game.
Right.
That is why if you have anything you love, that's why you tell people about it, because then more people can love the things you love. And then there's more people to talk about the things you love with. Life is Strange. Oh, yeah, I still talk about how great that game is. Ryan, you know. You like telling me to shut up about it. You won't play it for whatever reason. Probably because I like it so much, and that's just your style.
Don't make me mad. That's not why I haven't played it. I haven't played it because there are things I would rather play.
I understand. But no, I like that, I talked about a positive experience with the game, and my excitement was so real that someone else picked up on it and said, you know what, I'm going to try this game, and so on and so forth. And Life is Strange is really a very good game to introduce maybe some non-traditional gamers to, because of how different it is and the things that it does try to do, and the emotional bullet points that it hits. So, you know what? Thank you, Dustin, for spreading the joy of Life is Strange around, because everyone needs a little more Life is Strange in their existence. Except for Ryan, apparently.
Right. Now, this is going to get a little rocky, Dustin, right here. It's your last sentence. I also tried out 3/4 Home, but unfortunately I didn't enjoy that as much as Dan did. I want to say on record.
I want to say on record as well. But before, as a matter of fact, I'm going to say it. You are the one who introduced me to 3/4 Home.
Right, so if you want to blame someone, you blame this guy.
But I had good things to say about it. We did talk about it on the podcast as well.
Right.
But you told me after talking about Life is Strange, you said you should try 3/4 Home. I think you'd like it. It's kind of that same type of thing.
So it's a very Dan-heavy letter, and I'm saying there's some blame that could have gone to this guy. I could have been a little more included. But I'm not upset.
Don't be upset.
This letter's not over either.
It's not. There's more.
Because it's good. Another related title was Firewatch. While the ending was indeed a little anticlimactic, I found it very much worth it as a whole. I don't know if Dan has already played it, since I've only gone back so far with your older episodes. He started at episode 140. Thank you, Dustin. But I'd recommend he try out Oxenfree. It's another narrative-heavy game that I really enjoyed. Also one of the many who are in love with Rocket League.
I have actually... quid pro quo here, Dustin. I have already looked up and done some research on Oxenfree, and you are absolutely correct. It does seem like it's the kind of game that I would really enjoy, so I'm going to be purchasing that today. I'll have more information on it as, the next couple podcasts.
Right. Now, what I want to say is, Dustin, we're back tight now because you love Rocket League. The question I have for you is why we aren't playing Rocket League together.
Well, he might depend on his system.
Are you one of these Xboxers? Are you a personal computer kind of guy, Dustin? Because if you're a PC kind of guy, we'll probably never play together. But if you're an Xbox One kind of guy, we might can make that happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can't. I don't have one. I got to get one.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, you do.
I got to think of some shit to sell.
Plasma, bro.
Sell my plasma?
Yeah.
No. You know what?
How bad do you want an Xbox?
No, No, here's what I was doing. I was like, why would I sell my TV?
Oh, let's see what happened. I mean, your human plasma.
I understand now, but it took a minute. I was like, why would I sell my TV that I have nothing to play my Xbox on that I just bought?
You just sit in the corner with an Xbox, rocking back and forth.
But I get it now. It's coming together. It's early.
So write in and let me know what system you're playing on. Let me see if we can hook up digitally, of course.
That was very good, very smart.
Right.
Very intelligent.
I didn't want it to come off creepy. The last paragraph. I also ended up getting The Division, and I'm really enjoying myself. Awesome. I don't play as often as I'd like since I work and life gets in the way, but I'm around to level 15, and it keeps my attention far better than traditional MMO and MMO-style games have in the past. Hope you guys had a good Easter, and keep up the great work.
Thank you, Dustin. I'm glad you enjoyed The Division. I do as well. Again, let us know what you play on, and we might can make it happen.
Right. What he's saying is you don't have to keep playing with yourself. He could play with you.
Mm-hmm. You keep doing that.
I'm being friendly.
You were doing strange entendres that are
friendly.
That are uncalled for.
I just don't want him to keep having to play with himself if you're right there.
That's true.
And able to.
Uh-huh.
Nothing weird about that.
Uh-huh. Thank you for the letter, Dustin.
Wow, we just lost a fan.
I work with like 4 Justins, so, and I work 6 days a week, so it's hard to get the Justins off the head sometimes.
I work with a Justin, but I nailed Dustin every time.
Yeah, I know. Thank you for the letter.
You let that one slide.
I know. I did. Because I'm done with it. You just do your thing. I don't give a shit anymore. Do your whole sexual innuendo thing. It's
if
fine.
you would like to write in, like Dustin, and piss Matt off, make sure you do it in long form. Send it over to podcast@gamestitch.com.
I don't care what form you piss Matt off in, to be honest.
Right. Now, you can tweet at us.
Yes.
But then you're only going to have 140 characters, so you're going to have to get way more specific in order to incite rage. But if you want to do that, it's @game_stitch on Twitter. If you have questions, comments, or concerns for the show, make sure you use the hashtag GSPQ. If you just want to talk to us, you don't have to do that. And you need to add all of us on social media so we can get our Miitomo on.
Yes.
Because right now I'm all in this Miitomo. You want to catch me before the train leaves the station. So get in there now. Learn a little bit about the people on this podcast by playing the Miitomo. @Podcast Ryan, @Game_Stitch, @Hoffman Show, @Podcast Matt. Those are the 4 you need to follow to learn a little more about the Gamestitch.
No.
So do that.
Do you have a... it's time for our next segment, our newest segment, a segment that all of you seem to enjoy. This is what we like to call Gone But Not Forgotten. And this week, it's Ryan's turn. Ryan, what do you got for us?
If you're new to the show, what we do here is we reach back in our gaming past, we pull out a game, we blow the dust off in your face, we shotgun the dust in your face, and we tell you about how great this game is, and then you can hopefully play it, watch videos on it, learn about it, read about it, whatever it is you people do with the knowledge that we lay on you. So I'm going back to PS3. I'm not going too far back.
Huh.
And this is a game that you're familiar with.
Me?
That everyone around me is familiar with. Okay. This game is Africa.
Oh, yes. Yes.
The PlayStation 3 hit.
Well,
Africa.
You and I might have very different opinions of it.
So it came out in North America in October 6th of 2009. It was developed by Rhino Studios, and this was actually published by Natsumi over here, your Harvest Moon folk.
Mm-hmm.
But in Japan, this actually came out under Sony Computer Entertainment.
Sony's name, yep.
Yep. So here's Africa. You're a photographer. You're taking the photos for the nature magazines in Africa.
And don't forget you're being driven around by Danny Glover.
So, yeah, your mode of transportation is a Suzuki Samurai, which is piloted by the one and only Danny Glover. Now, this is not canon. But you play it and tell me he doesn't look like Operation Dumbo Drop's own Danny Glover. This is Danny Glover in the flesh driving that Suzuki Samurai like he means it.
Looks exactly like him.
It is him. That's who it is. Like someone
You've decided?
At Rhino Studios is like, you know, it'd be cool. They're like, what? And like, if we had Danny Glover drive the Suzuki. The game is neat. The game is very
Different. Very unique.
A walking simulator before that was a thing.
Yes.
Very passive, very tranquil. Just, climb up in a tree and wait for a giraffe to walk in front as the sun sets.
Yep.
That might mean you wait 30 minutes. It might mean you wait all day and nothing. It never happens. It was a pretty game at the time. Danny Glover, like I said, the model looks very good. The likeness is there. And you do some strange things in that game as you play. Like, you can't see your face.
Ever.
So I bought a tripod and a remote and took a picture of myself so I could see my face. That's what happens when you stay too long in Africa, the game. You start to go a little crazy. I was supposed to be taking pictures of prairie dogs. Instead, I was shooting my face to see what I look like. But this game's fun. It's a time waster. I wish more games like this would come out. We've seen, obviously it's a better time for that, and I think you'll see it. But this game was really of its time. It was one of the few things out there that was an experience like this. And this game was really hard to find, and I convinced everyone I know to buy it. Mm-hmm. So I feel like we balled out most copies that were in North America.
Probably. I still have mine. I don't even have my PS3 anymore, but I still have my copy of Africa just because.
Because it was a great game.
Just because it was so hard to find.
Now, in Hong Kong and Taiwan, this game is known as Hakuna Matata.
Is it?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
It's a photography and safari simulation video game for the PlayStation 3.
No, I know that, but Hakuna Matata, but no worries means nothing.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the game. It's just a playoff Lion King for those countries. Lion King must be huge over there.
Do you want a little bit of the wiki gameplay?
Do I?
In Africa, the player assumes the role of a photojournalist hired to take images of various animals in Africa. As the name states, gameplay is mission-driven. Players receive emails at base camp instructing them which animals they must photograph. Players then travel by foot, jeep, or hot air balloon to these areas.
I forgot about the balloon.
Yeah. But what it means is you then travel with Danny Glover by jeep.
Oh, yeah. They left that part out.
Yeah, so this may be a game that's hard to come by. If you can't find it, then you should definitely go on the YouTubes and watch some videos of it. It's funny.
Yeah, it's definitely a different game. It's not going to be for everybody. But, again, it was one of those great games to play. It was a perfect game to play when you didn't know what you wanted to play.
Here's what I like about it is it's one of the few, there's been lots of times, as we've mentioned before, where we mentioned things that weren't good for people to play.
Naughty Bear.
This is one of those games that probably fell under that, but I never realized it.
I still haven't realized it. Yeah.
I told everyone about this game, and they got it, and they're like, what the fuck is this? And I was like, yeah, I know, right? And, you're okay with it, but I think there's a few people who maybe I suggested this to that never really got it.
Yeah? No, I like it.
But I won't apologize.
Oh, you never apologize. Sign of weakness.
Yeah, right, and it's a them thing, too. Right. The game's good. I know I've played it.
Yeah, it is a good game. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Like I said, it was a perfect game when when you're going through your library and you're like, man, no, I don't want to play. No, I don't want to play that. No, pop in Africa, drive around and look for stuff to take pictures of. Perfect.
Farming Simulator scratches that itch for me also. Like when I can't figure out what I want to do, and I don't feel like this is rare, but I don't feel like Rocket League, and I don't want to get super invested in something. I'll grow some crops. I like to eat vegetables. I like to feed the world. So I'll hop on there and do a little bit of that.
Feed the world.
That was this week's Gone But Not Forgotten. If you have recommendations for us on a game that we should go back and look at or that you just want us to talk about on this podcast, tweet at @game_stitch using the hashtag GBNF. We got these confusing hashtags. Write them down.
It's fine.
Rewind the podcast. Make yourself a voice memo. GBNF if you have a Gone But Not Forgotten title that you want us to reflect on.
We'll be more than happy to talk about it. We have plenty, but we got no problem talking about yours.
Right. I have plenty, but I always like more.
And odds are pretty good that no matter what game you come up with, one of us has played it.
Except for Bloody Roar.
Bloody Roar 2. It was Bloody Roar 2.
But in fairness, I wouldn't have played Bloody Roar either.
True. I'm pretty sure I did play it. I just didn't play it a lot.
That's really all we got. I'm not going to go over the social media stuff again because I've been hitting it hard because of the Miitomo train.
Right.
Because right now we're docked, and you need to get on the train. You need to ride this train before we leave the station. Miitomo. Follow us on Twitter. So I do want to make one announcement before we get to the final thing.
Okay.
The podcast is now on YouTube.
Boom. What
does that mean?
It means there's
all these questions come up right now. Podcast on the YouTube. You guys have video? No. Don't get carried away. You guys have asked for it for a while. It's one of those things that we didn't have a good way to do. We have the full episodes of the show on YouTube, starting at I think episode 161 or 162. I'm not going to go back and put all the others on there, but everything going forward will be on YouTube. So here's one more thing. It's not going to be at 6 a.m. when it happens. I will do my best to make sure it's Monday, but there's going to be a delay if you're watching on YouTube. It is on every podcast service that I can find. If there's one out there you listen to that we're not on, let me know, and I'll see if I can get it on there. But if YouTube is your thing, if you're a YouTube guy, you go to work, you just want to pull up a window, you want to play the podcast and just leave it back there, I get it. You can now do that, and the beauty is you don't have to watch the video because there is none.
Right.
You're not missing anything.
Logistically, it's something we're trying to get to, but you got to remember that we are not what I would call technological savants by any means. We have to do a lot of YouTubing and figuring out how stuff works.
Right.
So logistically, we are still trying to come up with the way for us to video in a intriguing, fun way that does not look like crap while we live 900 miles away.
Right. So right now, this is what we're doing. We spent some time to make sure our audio sounds good. That's why you don't sound like you're on dial-up and I don't sound like I'm on a Citizen band.
Right.
So video is our obviously our next thing, but for right now, this does give you the ability to watch on YouTube. So far, the response has been really good. A couple episodes have taken off, and we appreciate that. So head over there, check it out. You can just search for Gamestitch on there, and you'll find us. And like I said, everything, I think it's 161 up will be on there, and everything going forward. So thank you guys for supporting us, and be sure to rate us, like our videos, share our videos, our non-video videos. Rate us on iTunes. It's super important. You guys have been doing that. I see them coming in slowly.
Nice.
Please continue to do that. If you have friends that don't listen to this show, just tell them about it. Tell them about this show and tell them they should at least give us a shot. And if they don't like it, all they have to do is go on iTunes, give us 5 stars, and they never have to listen again. Because we need the support to get more people to listen.
We do want more. We love doing this, and we want more of you to enjoy it. So,
yeah, the more ears we can penetrate, the better.
There it is again.
We want people to listen.
You cannot fucking stop yourself, can you?
I don't understand what went wrong that time. Isn't that what happens? The sound penetrates the ear?
I don't know if penetrate's the correct term. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Can you only use penetrate when you're talking about intercourse or football? Because those are the 2 times you hear it used.
That's the 2 times you hear it used, and most of the time, when in whatever instance you say it, people think of talking about intercourse.
Is it weird that we're calling it intercourse?
Probably.
Okay.
We're trying to be family friendly all of a sudden now that we've been incredibly unfamily friendly for the last hour and 15 minutes.
I mean,
now we decided to straighten up.
Yeah, sometimes you get that real talk. Sometimes I like to say intercourse instead. This has been episode 169. We end each and every episode with a segment we like to call One Final Thing with Uncle Dan, where Dan just gives us one thing that he thought about, learned about, discovered, or wants you to discover throughout the week.
It's kind of a rant. Why the fuck doesn't cereal come in a fucking Ziploc bag yet? I open the box, and here's another thing. The fucking box lid never fucking opens up, right? It always rips.
It's because they put that bullshit. It's not like a tuck and tab. It's like the opening that you just have to shove the tab down.
Well, no, but when you go to open it, because apparently they use like the most super industrial glue they fucking can use.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
To hold it together.
I'm very delicate when it comes to open boxes.
So it always rips the fucking... I'm not. because I want my fucking cereal. And it always
Now-
rips right in the middle. All I have now is the tab. Everything else is still glued together. So now I got to tear the fucking box apart.
Just holding a tab in your hand.
Now I got to tear the fucking box apart. And why doesn't everything else that comes in the Ziploc bag?
Now, here's what bothers me more about this. They have the technology because the generic cereal comes in the Ziploc bag.
Right.
They could just shrink that down and shove it in a box.
Right. That's my point.
The technology exists.
You're telling me that if I want to go out and get me some Reese's Puffs, I got to pay $3 more than regular cereal, and I don't even get as good of a fucking bag to keep it in?
And you've got to eat them in a 48-hour window for them to be fresh.
Right, because the bag never just opens up nice. It always fucking tears straight down the fucking middle.
Right.
And now you're torn on both sides, and you can't get your fucking cereal out because all it does is get caught up in the corners. And it's all in, so you finally end up just dumping it all in the box somehow. And then you just got cereal in a box, so it's going to last 15 minutes once you close it up.
You eat the cereal out of the box?
When it tears like that, yeah.
That's fucking hardcore.
Yeah, if it tears like that, you have to.
I'm 30 years old, and I've never eaten it straight out of the box.
Because it all falls down.
That's fucking hardcore.
It all falls down the side.
I don't think you understand how many people don't do what you just said. You just dump that shit in that cardboard box and eat it right out of there.
It falls in there, so like half the bag is in there. So I just pour, and whatever goes in the bowl goes in the bowl.
I didn't realize you turned into the Hulk when you were trying to get into your cereal box.
Well, you have to because it's.
I'm very delicate when it comes to opening packages.
It's cereal. I don't want.
Yeah, but I will slide my hand.
Okay,
I will
but
glide
here's
it.
the thing: if I'm to the point where I want cereal, I want the fucking cereal.
Right, but I can wait 45 seconds more to not destroy the fucking box and have to eat off cardboard.
I don't want to spend 5 minutes making sure to get the little tab opens. Don't be so much fucking glue. And I don't.
Also, I'm a weirdo with cereal, anyways, because I have to dip it in milk. I don't pour the milk in there.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, I know. But I don't like soggy cereal, so I have to be a psychopath when I eat it. I have the bowl that's split down the middle. And I put my milk on.
Hold on, so you're giving me shit because I eat it out of the box. And
yeah, because no one does that. There are people who have milk issues.
No one does what you do either. I've never seen that.
I put my milk on one side, I put my cereal on the other. I get a spoonful.
What do you mean on one side?
I have the bowl that's like divided in the middle.
Oh my god.
It's for cereal
right now?
And
oh my god!
Typically, what I'll do is I'll go in the milk first, and then I go in the cereal. So that leaves a little trail of milk on the cereal, so you can get 2 bites out of that one milk dippage. But it ensures that the cereal stays crispy and crunchy all the way through.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Jesus.
There's no way that is more strange than eating out of the fucking box.
I disagree. I disagree. It's not like I pour the milk in the box.
Settle this argument.
Yeah, which one's weirder?
On Twitter or through email, whichever you prefer, and let us know what is more strange, dumping your cereal in the box and eating it out of there.
I don't eat it out of there. I store it in there and then I pour it into the bowl.
Or keeping your milk separate from your cereal in order to not eat mush.
They're both fucked up. Yours is weirder.
Dude, soggy cereal makes me almost throw up. Like the idea that you're putting that garbage in your mouth like it's soggy and like wet carpet, I can't.
No, it doesn't bother me. I prefer it to be crispy, but it doesn't, by the time, it's only like a couple bites because it's at the end.
If I don't sound like I'm eating Riverstone when I'm having cereal, it's no good to me.
Right. If you're not just chewing on granite.
Right. If it doesn't sound like I'm just going wild with a box of Triscuits in the corner, then I don't want that cereal. Because it's very noisy when I'm eating cereal. Because I like the Cocoa Pebbles is my go-to.
I've never heard of the fucking yours is weirder.
Dude, there's a bowl for it. It's a thing people do.
Mine is just what happened. No, that's not. That's a fucking baby fucking bowl. Yes, it is. It's for fucking to feed your children that are fucking 2 years old and just learning to eat.
The cereal that goes to the bottom of the box is just a loss. It's just a wash. That's gone.
No, you eat that shit.
No, that's like
no.
That's like something that hits the ground. Like that's gone.
No, you eat that shit. You eat it all.
If it was safe to put in the box, then they wouldn't have the bag.
No, it's just doesn't stay as long in the box. You can't store it as long. But you can't store it in bag because they don't know how to make a fucking bag either.
It can't be trusted. Settle this argument at game_stitch or hit us up at podcast@gamestitch.com and let us know who's more strange.
That's you.
I mean, I'll take this victory if I need to, but just understand I'm eating crunchy cereal.
I could eat crunchy cereal too.
Only if you like. No one talk to me. No one look at me because I'm on a hard timeline to consume this cereal before it loses its consistency. I could go take a nap. I could run to the grocery store. I could play some Rocket League.
Yeah,
my cereal's fresh.
No, when I want my cereal, I'm not doing anything else. So
I don't want to, but maybe I gotta let the dogs out. Maybe something just came up.
No, you don't that doesn't happen.
What if the dog takes a shit in the floor while you're trying to eat? You're just gonna let that happen?
Yeah, it's gonna happen until my cereal's gone, and then I'll clean that shit up, I guess.
I guess. Like, there's a part of you that thinks about just leaving it.
Right.
This has been episode 169 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week. Same time, same place. Good night.
Good night.